Welcome back, fans, to Royally Quacked, where the young guy's quacky and the old man's crazy. Oh, and wait a second. No, he's royal. Anyways, today's episode.
Oh, God, I was not expecting that.
Today's episode, we are going to go over who we think the best players in the NHL are by position. I actually did 10. I know Cody said to do 5. Are you okay, Cody?
I just wasn't expecting the crazy part.
Well, it's true.
Ooh, that was funny.
At least I'm honest. I'm an honest podcaster. So,
oh, God.
Anyway, so we're going to be going over that. And if we have time, whose turn is it for trivia?
You have to give me a question.
Ooh. Okay. Well, if we have time, we're going to go over historical rule changes, and maybe that'll be the question, the first question. What? So here's a trivia question for you to think about. Are we going to do the players first, and I'll give it to you so you have time to think about it? What was the actual first rule changes after the initial rules were given to the NHL? So that's your question.
Say that again. Say it one more time. You kind of cut out a little bit.
So I looked up historical rule changes in the NHL.
Okay.
And I'll give you the date or the year. 1910 to 1911 shows the first historical rule change. So obviously they had set up their basic rules. This was their first historical rule change.
Okay.
It might not be easy for you to get but it's just something that can go into this if we do it a little bit more and maybe do a few or 3 or 4 of them every so often in a podcast to give them how the game has changed over history. Just so you know, the year was 1910.
Oh, Jesus.
1911 season was the first documented historical rule change. So you can think about it.
You couldn't bring your horses into the rink. You had to leave them in the parking lot.
I like it, but that's not it. It had to actually do with the game itself.
I know, I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, the girls can't wear their petticoats to the games because there's no place for anybody else to sit. That wasn't one of the rule changes either, ladies. So you want to get in? How do we want to?
Well, you want to do the news first, because
why don't we start off with Duck News?
All right, this should go fairly quickly. There's really no major Duck news this week. The only news I have is Timu Solani's movie Minor Leaguer is out now, and you can actually buy it or rent it on Apple TV, Amazon Prime Video, and the Google Play Store. And also has, I believe, Brett Hull in it as well. So 2 Hall of Fame hockey players co-star in a movie, pretty much. I haven't seen it yet. It just came out August 1st.
Really? Well, I'm intrigued.
I know. I do want to watch it.
So there's only one bit of Kings news, and if you're a big Kings fan, you probably know this already. But the last player to get signed has signed. Jordan Spence signs a 2-year contract with $1.5 million AAV. So 2 years at $1.5 million. So congratulations, Jordan. Looking forward to your sophomore season. May it be where you improve as much as Quentin Byfield did last year as a forward.
You want to do the first league news?
League news? Is there something special? What?
Well, I'll let you do the first league news.
Okay, you want the second one?
Well, just because you're more familiar with this player.
Okay. Well, we got Kevin Fiala, but it cost us this player who's turned out to be kind of extraordinaire. I mean,
Yeah.
really coming out of college and having this kind of year. He had a really great year last year. Brock Faber signs a contract extension, 8 years at 8.5 million AAV. I go, to me, that's a lot of money right away. I mean, he did have an awesome season. He played a lot of minutes last year. Hopefully he continues to grow. I mean, he was one a second round pick by us, and that put him at the top of the Kings right now. I
Yeah.
think so. Fiala,
I think only
I don't think I don't think he's
Doughty's.
making.
I think
Well,
only Doughty
Dottie
would
would be at
be
11 million. Yeah, he'd be still the top dog, but he'd be second. That's more than
because what?
Gavrikov got.
Well, Gavrikov only signed for I think 3 years or four
two
years. 2
2 years.
years.
So
Oh.
he's playing into his last season.
Oh. Okay. Cool. All right.
He did that because they figured there'd be more money to get with the cap going up.
Yeah, that's true. Next bit of news: Martin Necas signs his deal before arbitration for 2 years at 6.5 million AAV. So he avoids arbitration with the Hurricanes, which is usually a good thing because that's where relationships tend to get what's the word, hasty or sour,
Nasty.
nasty.
You get nasty because everybody's trying to get what they want. Sometimes
Yeah.
things are said that can't be ever taken back. So you got to be
Mm-hmm.
careful with getting to that point.
Yep. And then last bit of news is Eric Stahl has announced his retirement from professional hockey at the age of 39, and the Hurricanes will retire his number 12 jersey. Here's the career stats for Eric Stahl. He has played for Carolina for 12 years, Minnesota for 4 years, and then the last four were for 1 year was the Rangers, the Sabres, the Canadiens, and the Panthers. He played 1,365 games, 455 goals, 608 assists, for a total of 1,063 points.
Great career.
Great career.
And a very good hockey player.
Yes.
Very good. Sorry to see him go, but then again, at 39, maybe you want to spend a little more time with the family. Hopefully, he's banked all that money. Unlike some of our basketball and football people who sometimes, but in 8 years, will spend all their money and be broke. So how do we want to do the?
All right. You want to start with centers?
Well, we could start with centers.
All right.
You could give your number.
So
number
you
one.
you did 10.
I did 10, and like just to mention people sometimes. That doesn't have to be, people to
Or how about this?
mention that are pretty good.
How about we'll do our top 5 and then we'll do the honorable mentions after.
Perfect.
Okay.
So
my top.
So do we want? I mean, did you rank them?
I ranked mine. So
Okay.
my you want? How about this? I'll do my 5. You do your 5. Then 4, 4, 3, 3. I'm pretty sure we're going to be matching on a lot of these, anyways. All right. So
Possibly.
my 5th overall center, Sidney Crosby.
My 5th all-time center. Well, currently playing. The rules are they have to be currently playing.
Yes.
Sidney Crosby.
All right. So, I guess that's enough said right there.
Yeah.
4th overall, I have Austin Matthews.
Okay. I'm going to go first next time.
Okay.
On the 3rd pick.
Okay.
Austin Matthews.
Like I said, I think we're going to be dead on with this one. So you go on with your 3rd.
3rd, Leon Draisaitl.
Yep. Okay. For 3rd, I have Leon Draisaitl as well. All right. Number 2, McKinnon.
Oh, God. Exact? Really?
Yeah. And then number 1, McDavid.
Well,
I think, but I mean, I think if you had to ask everyone, that's going to be a lot of people's exact top 5.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So now that we have the exact top 5, enough said as that. No disagreements at all there. Let's do our 5 honorable mentions. So who would be your first honorable mention?
Well,
you don't have to go in
my
ranking order.
I'm not going to do it in order. My first honorable mention is a guy who I think is going to even get better. Unfortunately, he missed the end part of the last season with injury. And he so happens to play with one brother, and the other one plays for the Vancouver Canucks, Jack Hughes. Honorable mention.
That's a good one.
He's going to be a guy who's going to probably end up being a top 3 or 4 guy when he gets it all together and matures completely.
And stays healthy, yeah.
And stays healthy, if that happens.
No disagreement here. My first honorable mention would be Alexander Barkov.
Barkov is on my list also.
Yeah.
By most people's standards, he'd probably be like number 9. But dang, he does it all. Now, he isn't the most fantastic offensive player, but he's very productive. But he plays defense better than just about any of them. I mean, right there with probably Kopitar.
Oh, you're talking about Barkov?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Barkov still. Yeah.
Sorry. I thought you were leading into your next pick.
My next pick would be Braden Point.
Ooh, that's who I was going to say next. Very underrated guy.
Yes, he is. And if anybody doesn't know that Tampa Bay doesn't necessarily go without him, even when they had Stamkos.
Yeah.
When he was out hurt, they missed him. Really great player. Who else do you have?
Yeah. And I feel like this player is going to be getting better, especially with the new coach that they got this last in the middle of the season last year. But Matthew Barzal, I think he's going to take a step up this year.
Okay. I did not even have him on my list. I'm sad to say, but I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Another honorable mention, and we all hate him because he plays in the Pacific Division. Can you take a guess who that might be?
Does he play in Vancouver?
No. Not the one I'm thinking of.
I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about.
The most hated ones, other than Edmonton.
Oh, Eichel?
Jack Eichel. After having that surgery that was very controversial, one reason he got traded is that Buffalo did not want him to do that. They wanted to do something else. And his comeback seems complete. And
he has a Stanley Cup.
He has a Stanley Cup. But the other one that you were thinking of might be on my list too.
Elias Pettersson.
You go ahead. Elias Pettersson.
Yeah, Elias. I think that would be my last one. So, all right. You want to do
that was my last one.
All right. So you want to do right wing or left wing?
Well, some of these guys can play both. So this is where it gets kind of funny.
Yeah.
Some guys are both. I just chose to put this person here because, well, or are we going to go 5 first?
Yeah.
On the left, are we doing the left side, right? Left wing?
Yeah. We can do left wing.
Nobody likes to play against this guy. He's hard-nosed, plays back east. Brad Marchand.
I didn't even have him on my top 5.
Yeah.
So my 5th overall, Jason Robertson. Okay. And then I'll do
he's
my
higher up on my list than Marchand.
Yeah.
Was.
There's a reason why he's a little bit lower on mine.
Okay. So
number 4, I have Philip Forsberg.
Philip Forsberg, I have him in the honorable mentions. Kirill Kaprizov.
You have him at 4?
Wild. I had him at 4.
See, I have him at 3. He's my 3rd.
Okay.
The reason I have him a little higher is because he's really the main play driver for Minnesota. Think about what he's doing in Minnesota, and they've had that the cap thing really hurting them. He scored 96 points this year. Philip Forsberg had 94 points.
They do.
So
yeah. So you have Kaprizov.
Kirill the Thrill at 3.
Right.
Who do you have at 3?
I had Jason Robertson.
I would have had Jason Robertson higher, but I feel like he had a bit of a down year and everything, but I feel like he just needs to prove himself a little bit more to me. Just a little bit more.
He's at 3 because he's still young and he can get better. And that's so I'm thinking that's what my thought was.
So I'm guessing our 1 and 2 is probably going to be almost the same.
It might be different because my 2 could play right wing also. And might even play that more.
Okay.
And I put him on left.
Okay.
Do you want a drum roll?
Who's your 2?
Matthew Tkachuk.
Oh, that's who I have at 2.
Oh, really? You have him at left wing also? Huh?
I have him at left wing. Yes. According to NHL.com, he's a left winger.
Yeah. But he also can play right wing. I saw him. When I was checking all the stats, they kind of had him at both, but I think he plays left wing more, so that's why I picked him there. I bet you we have the same guy at number 1, though. I can't imagine it's not the same guy.
So who do you have at your number 1?
But maybe I'm wrong. Or Temi Panarin.
Yeah, that's who I have number 1.
Okay.
I mean, he scored 120 points this last year. How can you not really? He was literally like, I would say, for a while, I thought he was the favorite to win the Hart. For a while.
Yeah. Yes.
So
I think he should have been in the game. I didn't think he should win it, but he should have been in the game for it.
I
Absolutely.
agree. All right. So who are your honorable mentions?
You already know one of my. Well, I have Forsberg obviously as one of my honorable mentions.
I have Jesper Bratt as one of mine.
I struggled with Jesper Bratt. He could be in here just as easily as any of these other guys. So I'm glad you brought him up because I don't know why I left him off the list. Can't really say. Another guy I have on the list, Kyle Connor.
Kyle Connor. That's a pull. That's a good one. I don't like him because he's a duck killer.
Yeah, he's on my honorable. Now, this isn't any order. Like, I didn't say he's like number 2
7 or 8.
honorable mention. It's just one of like 5 I had. And you didn't have him at all, huh?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did not have him on. He was, I would say, an honorable mention. Yes.
So Kyle Connor and Forsberg has already been talked about. How about Jake Gensel?
Jake Gensel's a good one. The new Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah. Did you have him on your list?
An honorable mention, yes.
Okay. So we both agreed on that.
And then I would say last one would be Zach Hyman.
I have Zach Hyman also, but I went with one more.
Okay.
Because obviously, probably gonna break Gretzky's record.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Alex Ovechkin.
How did I forget about him?
Here's the thing, people. You don't hear anything bad about Alex Ovechkin. He just goes out and plays the game. We need more athletes that are examples to just go out and play the game. And he plays it hard and well. How he's at what, 38? 39?
He is. I could pull it up. I guess it doesn't want to pull up. Oh, here we go.
Your father time.
He is 38. He'll be 39 next month.
Yeah, well, father time might be pulling on the strings on him, which is sad. I mean, what a great player. Won a Stanley Cup with a team that nobody expected to win that year.
I'm so glad he won, because I think we got the best Stanley Cup celebrations with him.
Yeah.
All right.
Great guy.
You want to move on to right wing?
Let's go to right wing.
All right. Who's your number 5?
Nylander.
Okay. My number 5 is Mitch Marner. But I had William Nylander at number 4.
Okay.
So I just, a little flip.
Well, yeah, I could see that because Nylander did have a better 2024 season.
Yeah.
Than Marner did. But when we're talking overall for their careers,
yeah,
Marner still had a better thing. That's why he's ahead of him in my book. So I do have Marner, but he's higher up than Nylander. So who did you say you had 5? Marner.
5 I had Marner. 4 I had Nylander.
Okay. My 4, which I probably would switch that right now to put him number 3 because I'm thinking about it. I'd rather have him be number 3. I'm going to have 4 be Marner.
Okay.
Because
so we just flipped ours.
Well, I flipped.
Yeah. No, like I had Marner,
Nylander, yeah. Over thinking this over again, I switched him with.
I think I know who you switched him with.
Who's that?
Well, my number 3 is Mikko Rantanen.
I have him at number 2.
You have him at 2. Okay. I can see why you have him at 2, but there's a reason why he's my 3.
I think I know who your 2 might be.
Okay.
Because he's not my number 3.
Yeah.
David Pastrnak.
Yeah. He's my number 2.
Okay, so we know Cody's and I have these switched just a little bit. Hey, and you guys can have your own opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to hear it too. You could sit there and write them down or put them on Instagram, Facebook to us. We'll read them maybe next week before we start on what's next.
And then I think we both have our same number 1.
Nikita Kucherov.
No, I got Clayton Keller. No, I have Nikita Kucherov. Yes.
Yeah, I have Alex Laferriere. I mean, that's a little more far-fetched.
I got Troy Terry number 1.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so
Oh, let's go over our
honorable mentions.
honorable mentions.
All right, well, first one, like the one I just said, Clayton Keller. I think that's an obvious honorable mention.
I do have Clayton Keller in there. I also have Chris Kreider.
So I have Chris Kreider as a left wing on mine, but maybe he plays both.
He probably does. So, no, a lot of these guys play both.
Yeah.
So I have Chris Kreider as an honorable mention because you didn't mention him at the left wing.
Yeah, because on NHL.com he's a right wing, or he's a left wing. Sorry. On NHL.
I looked at it. I was on NHL.com too, and they had him as a right wing.
Well, I literally have it like where it's literally says position right wing, and when it was left wing, Chris Kreider was on the left wing one. So
okay.
All right, but my next honorable mention will be Brock Besser.
I have Brock Besser also.
Okay.
No disagreement there. He floundered there for a year or two, but he picked up his game this last year.
He was going through a lot of personal things the last couple years.
When we know how, it's, I'm not going to say the home life, but whatever in your personal life is struggling, it's very hard at work.
I want to say he lost a family member. So I think he lost his dad. I think he lost his dad. So I think that's what really hurt him.
I can definitely understand that one.
Yeah.
I can. I also have Marchessault.
Newly Predator. Yep, I had him on there. The last one, because I'm gonna steal it from you, is Adrian Kempe.
Damn it! You did steal it from me, you dog. I have him on my list too.
Well, he was the last one on my list, so
he was the last one on my list.
So,
and you know what? He's only getting better, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, funny thing, last year people are going, "Oh, he's not scoring 30. He didn't even score 30 goals. He had 41 the year before." But look what else he did. I mean, he led the team in scoring, and I think he had the most assists.
Yeah, he had 28 goals, 47 assists for 75 points, and then a plus 13.
And then he also penalty killed, and obviously was key on the power play.
Yep.
So I only see him getting better, and there you go, hockey fans. That's where patient with your draft picks, because it took him a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Took him a long time to get there. So are we going to go to
defenseman?
I
guess we since we did top 10 for this, we probably don't really need to do the honorable mentions.
Yeah.
But who's your number 10? How about this? Give me your 10 through 6, and I'll do my 10 through 6, and then we'll do top 5 each.
Okay, so 10 through 6, Doughty, Slavin. You're laughing. Why are you laughing? Are we like right on the money?
You'll Morrissey, see in a sec. Okay.
Dahlin and Yossi.
Okay. Well, I may want to switch him with I would have had him. So my number 10. Actually, I got one honorable mention, and it is Jacob Slavin. He just barely missed the list, but so my number 10 would be Drew Doughty. That's why I was laughing. Number 9,
no kidding,
Gustav Forsling from Florida.
I didn't even have him on.
He had the best plus minus in the league. So on probably one of the best defensive teams in the NHL.
See, this is why we do stuff like this, and he had a great Stanley Cup.
He's been great since he's joined the Panthers. So my number 8 is Evan Bouchard. Number 7, I have Rasmus Dahlin. And number 6, I have Josh Morrissey.
Okay.
All right. Who's your top 5?
My top 5. Starting with 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hedman. Heiskanen.
Ooh.
Fox. Hughes. Makar.
How did I forget Heiskanen?
Because he's easy to forget.
Oh my God.
Now you know why Yossi wasn't up there. And Yossi had a terrible first half of last season. He had a great second half, don't get me wrong. But I'm looking at everything does and how important they are to the team. And damn, those other guys are all just killers. I mean,
I'm pretty sure
you can look at this, the top 6. I take any one of them right now and put them as my number 1, probably on the Kings.
So I have a new updated one since I don't know how I forgot Miro Heiskanen. He didn't show up on my thing. Oh my God. Okay.
Well, see, you gave Forsling, and I didn't even think about him.
Yeah.
And I would, and I had a
Miro
couple others that I'll just.
Miro Hiskinen's way better than he should be in the top 5 anyways. But okay. So I'm gonna do my 6 through 1 now, since I forgot Heiskanen.
Okay.
So at 6, I have Fox. And then I got Victor Hedman at 5, Heiskanen at 4, Yossi at 3, Hughes at 1, and dude, where's my Cale Makar at 1.
Yeah.
I feel like Makar is definitely the easy number 1. What?
Yeah. It's funny how you can forget somebody.
Oh God, that's someone big that I just can't believe I did that.
A couple other guys I considered, Peter Angelo,
Petrangelo, yeah.
Erik Karlsson, just for his Erik Karlsson, if he played defense, would be in the top 5.
And then mine, if I had to, would be Noah Dobson as well.
Noah Dobson
and John Carlson.
And I didn't. And John Carlson from the Capitals, absolutely. Helped me win the Hockey League this last year.
I would say Chris Letang career-wise, and then
yes,
Devon Taves would also be another one.
Devon Taves was just outside of mine. He was on a thought, but because he plays with Makar.
Yeah. And then here's probably another big one that I think we probably both may have forgotten is Charlie McAvoy.
McAvoy. Oh, wow.
He was an honorable mention I had. All right.
Dang, I
Goalies?
cannot believe. I picked 10 there too.
Oh, you picked 10 goalies?
I did.
All right.
Figured if I did 10 with everybody else, I'd do 10 with them.
All right. Give me your 10 through 6.
Gorgiev.
Okay.
Demko. Saros. Swayman. Ottinger.
Okay. My 10 would be... You can stop with the pen, by the way.
Am I driving you crazy?
Number 10, a little bit. I'll do number 10, Swayman. I can easily mute you. So number 10, Jeremy Swayman. Number 9, I'm going to go Olmark. Then I'm going to go Demko, Sorokin, Ottinger. I think that's my 10 through 6 right there. So I had Olmark, or Swayman, Olmark, Demko, Sorokin, Ottinger.
Okay.
All right, now who's your top 5? Or do you want me to go top 5 first?
I've been going first. You can go first this time.
Okay. So number 5, I got UC Saros. Number 4, Sergei Bobrovsky. Number 3, Andrei Vasilevsky. Number 2, Igor Shesterkin. And number 1, Connor Hellenbuck. Did you forget Vasilevsky?
No. I
Or you just
forgot
shocked?
Bobrovsky.
Ooh.
I forgot. I left Bobrovsky off my list. And I'm like, Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah.
Damn.
See, you did it too.
My number 5 is Sorokin. Wait. I crossed off. Okay, well, I can throw Bobrovsky in here now because I had Vasilevsky, spelled it wrong, crossed it out for number 2, and then forgot to put him at 3.
Oh, there you go.
So I got Sorokin, Vasilevsky, Bobrovsky,
Really?
Hellebuck, Shesterkin.
Wait, say it again? Your top 5? Sorokin.
Vasilevsky. Oh, wait. I did have it. I made 6. So I take off Sorokin. It would be Bobrovsky, Vasilevsky, Hellebuck, Shesterkin.
That's 4.
Sorokin was 5.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay. I'm surprised you had Bobrovsky over Vasilevsky.
I think he had a better year.
Yeah, but you also got to remember he was injured for the first 2 months of the year. And he was still trying to, come
That's
back.
true.
So, but I mean, I still think Bob should have. I think he was the second to win the Conn Smythe Trophy. If McDavid didn't do what he did in the playoffs, I think it was all Bobrovsky. Or Barkov for the Conn Smythe.
There you go. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Okay. So I'm gonna just say my top 5 for each position, just so everyone, a little recap. So for centers, I had Crosby, Matthews, Draisaitl, McKinnon, and McDavid. For right wing, I had Marner, Nylander, Rantanen, Pasternak, Kucherov. Left wing, I had Robertson, Forsberg, Kaprizov, Kachuk, Panarin. And my top 5 defensemen was Hedman, Heiskanen, Yossi, Hughes, and Makar. And my top 5 goalies were Saros, Bobrovsky, Vasilevsky, Shesterkin, and Hellenbuck. You want to go over yours real quick?
Well, center, Crosby, Matthews, Draisaitl, McKinnon, McDavid. Right wing was Nylander, Marner, Pasternak, Rantanen, Kucherov.
Mm-hmm.
Left wing, Marchand, Kaprizov, Robertson, Kachuk, Panarin. Defensemen, it was, and I may want to switch these guys around now that I think about it. I'd probably switch Josie from 6 to 5 and Hedman to 6. So Josie, Heiskanen, Fox, Hughes, Makar. Goalies, Sorokin, Vasilevsky, Bobrovsky, Hellebuck, Shesterkin.
Yep.
Not
All
bad.
right.
We're pretty close. We both forgot people though.
Yeah.
Goes to show you.
That's just crazy how we forgot two big players like that. All right. You said you had a history thing?
Yeah.
Or trivia? Or do you want to do trivia
question, first? Well, the one question was the first historical rule to change.
Oh, okay. The first.
Now, you're probably not going to get it because yeah. But when I tell you it, you'll go, oh. I don't think you'll get it.
What does it have to do? Is it like a scoring thing, a timing thing? Like
timing thing. I'll give you a hint. Timing.
Instead of doing 2 30-minute halves, they did 3 20-minute periods.
Okay, you nailed it.
Really?
You didn't. You cheated, didn't you?
I swear I did not. When you said timing, that's the only thing I could think of. Because like it was like I feel like they did it like a soccer thing.
Yeah. So
that's funny.
That was 1910, 1911. The second one was in 1911, 1912. National Hockey Association, which was the forerunner of the National Hockey League, originated 6-man hockey, replacing 7-man hockey.
Oh.
How many of you knew that?
I didn't know that. So what? It was like what? 3 forwards, 3 defensemen, and a goalie.
I'm not sure. That doesn't. I didn't look that up. But something we could look up for later.
Or 2-2-2.
Two goalies?
No, I meant like a 2 forwards, 2 kind of midfielders in a way, field icemen.
Get soccer out of your head, kid.
Well, I mean, obviously,
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they played 3D and 3 forwards.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, my soccer senses worked if I got that question right.
So, then 1917, 1918, goalies are permitted to fall to the ice to make saves. Previously, a goaltender was penalized for dropping to the ice. How many of you knew that?
I did not.
So I guess this is my whole thing because you have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
Nope.
1918 to 1919 season, the penalty rules amended. For minor fouls, substitutes not allowed until the penalized player had served 3 minutes.
3-minute penalties?
For minors.
Wow.
For major fouls, no substitutes for 5 minutes. For match fouls, no substitutes allowed for the remainder of the game. With the addition of 2 lines painted on the ice 20 feet from center. 3 playing zones were created, producing a 40-foot neutral center ice area in which forward passing was permitted. Kicking the puck was permitted in the neutral zone. Tabulations of assists began. So they had no assists before this.
No assist?
They had the obviously the timing for minor fouls was 3 for 3 minutes. Even then, this is where they put in the extra lines. I probably only had center line. So basically, those are probably the 2 blue lines I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Which created that center neutral zone.
Okay. So I want to reiterate something that we talked about last week about the
Okay.
commissioner thing. Remember I told you about how the women's league does for the first overall pick?
Yeah.
So I found the thing. So it's called the gold plan. So proposed in the late 2000s by statistician Adam Gold, the gold plan is also known as draft order of selection by mathematical elimination. The PWHL's adaptation of the system rewards team succession upon elimination from playoff contention. Once a team is mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, it begins earning draft order points, and all subsequent I can't say that word games, including all regular season games that begin following the team's elimination. Using the league's standard point system that awards 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime win or shootout win, and 1 point for an overtime or shootout loss, and 0 points for a regulation loss, the team with the most draft order points at the conclusion of the regular season will earn the first selection in each round of the draft order. The non-playoff team with the fewest draft points will select second in each draft round. If the two non-playoff teams, since there was only 6 teams and only the top 4 made it, so that's why they say 2, tie for the most draft order points, the first pick in each round of the draft will be awarded to the team with the most regulation wins after elimination. If still tied, the team with the most combined overtime and shootout wins post-elimination will earn the top pick. If still tied, the team with the fewest overall regulation standing points will earn the first selection in the draft. So if the team finished with identical point totals in the regular season, the league's regular tiebreaker rules will be utilized to determine the team in 6th place. The league's standings page will begin displaying draft order points once a team is eliminated from playoff contention. So pretty
Well,
much,
you only really get 2 teams
well,
eliminated there.
yeah,
So yeah, I get you.
But it also prevents teams from just not being competitive.
So basically, it would be say like San Jose, because they have the worst record, correct?
Yes.
So they probably were the
So
first
say
team eliminated from it, and then they would whatever win. See, the sad thing is in the NHL, you have 16 teams make it, 16 teams don't. So eventually 16 teams get eliminated.
Yeah, but they're saying like obviously the teams that are going to be the worst, like say like the top 3 worst teams were the Sharks, Blackhawks, and Ducks. So say they all got eliminated around the same time, which they kind of almost did. I think the Sharks were definitely eliminated first. But say at the point of elimination, the Sharks couldn't win more games, but the Blackhawks or Ducks did, then the Ducks would have a better chance of getting that pick because they're staying competitive and trying to win. Because the point is, you don't want teams tanking on purpose. You want teams to try to win and be competitive the whole
I can
time.
see that, but the one thing that's bad about it, so you think about it. So say they 20 games left, San Jose's out. They go 2-18. So they only have like 4 points. But the Ducks, who go out with 12 games to go, win 6 games, they're going to get a pick over San Jose because they have more points.
Yeah.
If you're really, really bad and you really, really need that pick, that's where the disadvantage comes, I think.
I see your point.
Can you see my point? I
No,
can
I see it.
understand with only 2 teams doing that. It's not as big a deal. But
Yeah.
when you have 16 teams, I can't see the NHL doing that because you think about it. Hey, let's get knocked out and then we'll play. to win a playoff game.
Yeah,
to win
but I don't see
draft pick.
teams also doing that because it's also like the coach could lose his job, general manager can lose his job still. The players can get traded or lose their ability to get a better contract the next season.
Yeah, but you have a guy like Bedard or, we'll see how good Celebrini is. Bedard's proven himself, I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
He's all
right.
You got guys like that, you might be willing to get out of the playoffs to go win games so you can get him. I mean, I could see you can play the game any way you want. So I think it's just that's tough to implement in the NHL with that many teams. I think with the smaller league, it works.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like
you have a
there
higher
could be
chance.
a better. I feel like there could be a better way to do the whole, or just get rid of the lottery in general. But
I mean, I say you get rid of the lottery in general, and there's a caveat that between maybe some kind of committee, say a draft committee that can sit there and go, hey, Anaheim, you guys are better than that. We know you tanked it. We're going to penalize you two spots. Maybe not take away the pick. We're going to penalize you 2 spots, and that would stop them from doing it. And I think and that's a committee of governors or whatever you want to call it, general managers, presidents, whatever. Maybe there's a 10-man committee on that. Of course, if there are teams on it, they're going to vote the wrong way. But that's why you have a committee like that, because then it keeps it fair and safe. Because we're not living in a world that plays fair and safe. We know that.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Got anything else?
Might be our shortest one.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Well, I mean, during the off season, it's probably going to be how it's going to be. Not as much news.
Yeah. Hockey. We talked about Hockey 101. Yeah. Let's bring that up before we saying goodbye.
Yes.
We want to know what you want to know first. There's so many different aspects of hockey. You have the specs of what the arenas have to be or the ice has to be. You have terminology. A lot of people get confused with some of the hockey terminology. You have stats, penalties, how they're called, why they're called. There's a whole bunch of them. Would you guys, because we're going to do Hockey 101, probably going to be more than a few of those.
Yeah.
We want to know what you want to know first. What do you guys feel like you're missing out so we can enhance your hockey experience when you watch or go to a game?
Yeah. Like
you want to get
my buddy Lewis, he was watching all playoffs long and everything like that, and he would send me questions. And that's how we thought of the idea for the Hockey 101. So people that are listening to this, if you're confused about a certain part of the game, message us. You can message me personally if you need to, but if you message Royally Quacked, I'll see it too. Send us a message on there saying like, hey, I'm confused on the stats. Can you go over the stats? Or I'm confused on the penalties. Can you go over the penalties?
And we have a Royally Quacked Gmail, right? Royally Quacked?
Yes. We have a royallyquacked@gmail.com. You can also send your questions or your thoughts on there as well. Yeah, or your feedback.
Anyways, we want your feedback.
Yes, please.
We're going to be starting that fairly soon.
Yeah.
Because really, next month, we're going to be getting ready for the rookie face-off. It's going to be in LA and Anaheim.
I definitely want to try to go to a game.
Oh, that would be awesome. I'd love, man. if you can find out when a game is that you and I could, I'll take a day off. We'll go.
I'll try to take a day off too.
Well, I meant let's go together.
Yeah.
You can meet Royally Quacked at the game, maybe. Woo woo!
It'd be nice to go see the Great Park Ice or the El Segundo Arena. I haven't been to either one.
I haven't either. And
So
it would be a new experience. And, the fun thing is, hockey is the most fantastic sport. Action-packed. We don't have all the controversy with players doing the most stupid things. Not that we don't have some. Granted, we still live in this crazy world where dumb things do happen, but it's not as much as some of the other sports. They're pretty good role models. So, anyways,
all right.
Anything else you got, Cody?
No. Like I said, don't forget to send us questions on Instagram or even on the Gmail or anywhere. Instagram for sure. Please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Help us get to 1,000 downloads.
We'd love you guys to help us do that. We're having fun doing this. I hope you guys are having fun listening to it. It's a passion we both have. But kudos to Cody, because producer, director, editor, he's everything. I'm just the crazy guy that helps on the podcast itself.
Crazy old man.
Yeah, crazy old man. So
all right.
We love you guys. We thank you. Don't forget to review us on all the different platforms. Give us a 5-star if you can. And can't wait for next week.
Yep. All right. We'll see you guys next week.